The ANC, SACP and COSATU are picketing at the Kosi Correctional Center in Pretoria, where Chris Hani's killer, Walus, is being held. Last week, the ConCourt placed Walus on parole, but political parties and civil organizations say it is a betrayal of democracy. Meanwhile, Walus is recovering in hospital after he was stabbed by an inmate in prison last night. Now joining us live to help us understand the latest in this story, we are joined by Thuso Khumalo, a journalist based in Johannesburg, South Africa. Thank you for joining us, Thuso.
Thank you.
All right, so quick, let's get to it. Why has the judgment of the court been denounced in many quarters?
This is a man who killed one of the top leaders of the ruling ANC, of course, in cooperation with the SACP. It has always argued that he has failed to reveal the people that he sent him to kill Chris Hani. So this has always been the argument. So the members of the ANC and South Africans in general, they still hold him accountable to that. They want to know whom he was working with. And of course, the ANC coming out saying what he did was just like treason. So he should rot in jail, should not be allowed to be out in jail, because it was because of him that Chris Hani did not enjoy independence. You'd know that Chris Hani was killed in 1993, just a year before the democratic government took over from apartheid. So they want him to be held accountable. They want him to say the people that he is with. So everyone is almost against the idea of him being let out of the prison before he says that. And of course, they are also looking at the implications to the general society and the family of Chris Hani, who have been left, the mother have been left with the children without the father because of this. So they want him to pay for what he did at all costs. So that is the argument from the many people here.
All right, there was a march against the judgment earlier today. Can you take us through what actually went down?
Yes, members of the ANC, the ruling ANC, as well as the SACP, they went to Mampuru prison, as well as COSATU there, to protest against his release. We know that it is expected that he would have been released today, but because of the incidents that happened, the stepping incident, that is also in question. But they went there to say they want to demonstrate to him as he marches out, that he's marching out in a walk of shame because they are not in agreement that he's released. They want to make a statement to him and also to the world that those who committed crimes during the apartheid era should pay fully for the crimes and not be allowed to walk out of prison. So they went out there strongly saying they want the truth from him. They want him to reveal the people that sent him, so that this thing can go to bed, so that Hani's family can also bear this matter and come to terms that it happens and under what circumstances. So they are vowing that releasing him, of course, you remember that the decision to release him was by the Constitutional Court, so no one can stop it. This is the highest court in the land. Even the ministers now, they have not been able to do that. You know, on several occasions, he has been trying to get parole, but he has failed. But now that the Constitutional Court has ruled it, the minister's hands are tied, so he's definitely going to be released, and the court ordered that he's released Friday. But the ANC, ACP and COSATU saying he should never have been released in the first place.
All right. Now, this is a man, talking about Walus. This is a man that was stabbed, according to reports, yesterday in prison. Would you say this particular incident has affected the case in any way?
What we know about his stepping maybe tells us if this has affected the case or not. What we know from the prison authorities is that he was stabbed by an inmate who has always been in this cell together with Janus, and of course using a sharp object. Of course, there are other speculations that he could have been, this man could have been a former freedom fighter. Some are saying he could have been a former army personnel, but the department is saying it's none of that. This is a man who has once been in a training camp, and an incident happened, someone was killed and was sentenced to death. This is how he came into this cell. So what we know for now is that he is stable, in the medical facilities in Hosmampuru prison. That's what the department has said. As to whether he's going to be released before Friday, it will depend on this condition. But the department coming out saying it is going to honor what the court has said, because the highest court in the land cannot be challenged. So he's recuperating well, according to the officials, and they expect that once he's released, once he's well, a decision will be made in terms of where he goes. But what we should know for now is that there is now an argument between him and the government. The Department of Home Affairs has granted him a permanent citizenship so that when he's released, he's able to serve the rest of his sentence within the country. But his lawyer coming out yesterday and today saying they have not applied for that. They want him to be deported back to Poland, where his initial comes from, because his safety is not guaranteed here.
So
once he comes
thank
out,
you so much for the update.
that will remain there.
But we might just have to let you go at this time. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the update.